All right, grateful for staying there. Now, let me share this with you. President Nana Akufo has nominated 4 persons for appointment as Metropolitan Chief Executives. Now, this is the first nomination of persons subject to approval by assembly members of the respective assemblies. A statement signed by the Communications Directorate of the Presidency, its Director Eugene Ahin, gave the names as follows. We have from the Tamale Metropolitan area there, Idris Musa, who gets the nod to become the MCE for that area, the Tamale. And then we also have on the list Mohammed Ejei-Sowa as the Accra Metro Assembly Chief Executive. Also on the list, of course, is Anthony Keke-Sam. He is a secondary Takoradi Metro Chief Executive. And then Osesibe Entry gets the nod as the Kumasi Metro Chief Executive. These persons are those nominated by President Nana Addo Akufo as Metro Chief Executive for these 4 cities. But let's speak to a local government expert and see what he makes of these nominations. George A. Bafo has just joined me on the phone. Mr. Bafo, grateful for your time tonight. But now, these 4 persons get the nod first. Now, if you look at the 4 that were picked, what do you make of perhaps the president's idea of who gets the nomination as MCE or District Chief Executive?
First of all, I believe that the president is acting, he wants to, the powers conferred on him by Article 2431 of the Constitution. He's clothed with the power to appoint the 216 MCEs across the country. And I believe that's the first of the series of appointments are supposed to make within the next few days to fill all the 216 vacancies existed for the past few weeks when the previous MDCs were released of them.
I see. Most of what we have heard about party supporters asking for their persons to be named as DCEs, MCEs. Do you see the president perhaps being put under some unnecessary pressure?
Well, I think that this is a new phenomenon within the framework of our body politics. I believe that it has been happening since the inception of the 1992 Constitution, when MMDCs were appointed from 1994, I believe. That has been the phenomena. But the president has the ultimate responsibility to nominate, and the assemblies also have the duty to approve the president nominations, and then the president will go ahead to appoint. This is a constitutional mandate of the president, and I believe that everybody would have to allow the president to perform his constitutional duty. Stampeding the president is not going to help the cause of constitutionalism in this country, because each citizens, civil society groups, traditional authorities, all of them have their powers under respective chapters of the Constitution. So we should allow the president to perform his legitimate responsibility.
Let's take, for instance, the nominee for the Greater Accra region, Mohammed Ejei-Sowa. There was intense rejection from a party faithful, but we were told that he received massive support from the regional minister, Mr. Ishmael Asiedu. Now, in this situation, how damaging is it for the presidency and the faithful at the grassroots when it comes to party unity and moving the party on?
Well, I think that the Constitution did not expatiate on the modus operandi of the performance of the president's responsibility in respect of appointment of MMDCEs. So the president has a prerogative. He decides as to what factors that he ought to consider in the appointment process. But I believe that by and large, the president will look at the person's competence, his capacity and his capabilities, his knowledge of the decentralization system, the person's ability to respond to the president's vision as provided for maybe in the party's constitution, in the party's manifesto, and the president's agenda, you know. And then the person's commitment to the cause of the party, his support to the party, his loyalty, all these factors, I believe the president would consider. So each group, you know, we have groupings within political parties, and each group has an interest. So the interest will come up, but the president is the ultimate, who's the ultimate responsibility. He looks at the factors that he needs to consider. Once he's done that, I think the matter comes to conclusion.
I see. Well said. For instance, you mentioned issue of the efficiency of the person, his loyalty to the party. But some local governance experts have argued that sometimes persons who get the nod as DCEs and MCEs are not necessarily people who have that skill to fit that position. Party loyalty is looked at more than efficiency. Exactly how can this be damaging to the decentralization process? Let's wrap up on this.
Well, people who hold this opinion are entitled to it. But I believe that, like I said, the president is the person to do the appointment, and he has to put the weight on the various factors that he is considering. But I agree in principle that the person's ability to deliver on his mandate, because the chief executive is going to be responsible for the performance of the day-to-day administrative and executive functions of the assembly.
Right.
He is going to preside over the executive committee of the assembly, and then he is chair of the municipal metropolitan district security committee. And then he also has to oversee the activities of all government institutions in the district. So these are functions. He has to also implement decisions of the assembly. So I believe that the president will put weight on all these factors. But somebody's opinion, I agree, is subjective, because once you are not in the saddle of the president, perhaps you will not be able to consider which factors carry the weight, you know, in respect of the appointment.
I'm grateful. George Chebafo is a local governance expert there, talking to me about these new nominations by the president, or says to be entry, get the nod for the Kumasi metro area there.